All right, we'll lead it off with Rock Kabako from Masson Sports. Rock, go ahead.
Hey, Matt. Why did you feel like this team was the best fit for you at this stage of your career?
Well, I had talked to my agent quite a bit about it, and I think with kind of the training that I did last week in New Jersey at the pitching performance center, and between using the TrackMan and using those the cameras that they use now, I think it was obviously something that they do here quite frequently, and Chris Holt he's studied that very well and knows a lot about it, and kind of how to seemed like they knew what I was doing wrong in the last couple of years, where it was a good fit to kind of get me back to throwing the way I did before. And the last couple of years I've had trouble kind of getting back to that and just really searching, I guess you could say. And after talking to my agent, it just seemed like a good fit and a good opportunity to get things going in spring training and have an opportunity to get back into the big leagues.
Next, we'll go to Melanie Newman.
Hey, Matt, when you look at just what the Orioles are comprised of right now, pitching between the really young guys and then adding you and Felix, and you guys just bring so much experience. What's that mix like for you, especially in terms of the chemistry?
I think it's awesome. I mean, I've only been here a couple of days and really don't know many of the guys. So I think feeling like it's almost a start over point and getting to know the young guys and getting to know Felix and just be around them every day. It's awesome to see. It's watching the bullpens yesterday and seeing the arms that we have. It's pretty impressive. So I'm obviously happy to be here and be a part of that, and any way I can contribute and give help to the younger guys, and just be around and I've told everybody that whatever they need, whatever they want to ask, I'm all theirs and up for whatever. And like I said, I'm just extremely happy to be here.
Rich Dubroff, BaltimoreBaseball.com. Go ahead.
Hey, Matt, does it matter to you if you start or relieve? Are you open to going to the bullpen if they ask?
Yeah, of course. I mean, obviously my beliefs and what I can do is as a starter. I've I trained for that this off season. I've kind of done that my whole life. Obviously I did a little bit in Kansas City last year coming out of the pen, and that took some getting used to, but I feel like the last outing before I had the little injury, it was kind of going in the right direction. So, whatever they need, it's completely up to them. And it's my job to get guys out and do whatever's called upon me.
John Mioli, Baltimore Sun.
Hey, Matt. You mentioned, you were searching the last couple of years and the work you did in South Jersey really kind of opened your eyes to some things. How would you describe your own personal evolution and coming to understand that stuff and learning how your pitches best work versus what was happening before in your career?
I think you get used to not really having to, pay attention to that stuff. I think the first couple of years I threw so well that it just came easy, came natural. And after having, some struggles over the last couple of years, it kind of changed my mind to, I guess, opening up more on what I could do to change things or get back to where they were. I mean, I kept going out there and feeling like there was just a small thing missing in my mechanics. And when you go out there feeling that way, it's you're kind of in an uphill battle to begin with. So, which is kind of how I felt the last couple of years, more fighting myself than fighting anything. And I think, that me committing to go see those guys in South Jersey and I guess kind of start over and really open my ears to any option or opinion on what I could do, was a big help. And I told the guys here, I said, whatever you think mechanically could help me, whatever you believe needs to be done in order to get me back, because I know it's in there. I know, like I said, the last couple of years, it's been frustrating because I know it's there. It's just I haven't had that click moment where, I feel like, all right, there it was, that's the old me. That's who I think I can be. And hopefully we can find that as soon as we possibly can here. And I think, when I did that work in Jersey, I think it was definitely heading in the right direction.
Steve Molesky, go ahead.
Matt, there were probably times earlier in your career when spring training was maybe mostly about just building up and getting ready for the season. When you're in a situation where you're trying to make a team, does it change that approach? Are results more needed? How do you see it?
No, I still remember it wasn't that long ago when, I was with the Mets and trying to make the team with Terry Collins. So I remember those days and although they were 11 years ago, I think it's a good thing. I think it's fun to be in that position. I think it gets a little fire going and it's obviously it's a tough situation to be in your 11th spring training and however many years I have in the big leagues to feel like you need to impress people again. But, that's where we're at. And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the challenge. And like I said, it's going to create a little fire. So it'll be good.
Joe Trezza, MLB.com.
Hey, Matt, at this point in your career, what are some lessons that you think you've learned compared to when you were a younger player, whether it's on or off the field?
Well, I think, when you're younger and you haven't had any injuries or like I said, things come easy. For me anyways, I didn't really pay attention to, mechanics all that much. I didn't have to. It was, something that it just, like I said, came naturally. And now as I'm getting older and becoming more, I guess, understanding of my body and the pitching mechanics and what needs to go in order to, maintain, flexibility, strength, all that. I mean, I've definitely learned a lot. And, over the years of kind of bouncing around from team to team, it's been an interesting ride, but I think the whole thing is not giving up and pushing forward. And, definitely, like I said, keeping my ears open to options and opinions of other people, pitching coaches, of trainers, of, different staff. I'm not saying I didn't do that before, I think, but now it's definitely more, something that I pay attention to and really keep my ears open to anything that's going to help me get better and help a team win.
And it's just a quick follow-up to that. You mentioned earlier about the Orioles being very technology driven, and you mentioned Chris Holt specifically. Was there something, did they have ideas that they came to you with, during this process, or is there something specific that you're coming into camp looking to and excited to work on?
No, I think it was, I didn't really talk to anybody a whole lot before coming in here, but other than my agent and talking to him about, what they were about and what I might expect when I got here. And like I said, after going and realizing what I was doing numbers wise, the last couple of years, obviously it's been there with other teams that I've played with. I just don't think I'd say I didn't really open up to the fact that, my numbers kind of sucked. So it was, I think a humbling experience to go up to the facility in New Jersey and kind of get numbers from whether it was high school kids that are working out there that are throwing better numbers, maybe not as hard, but better numbers up than I am, and realize that, all right, I need to take a step back and, figure out how to improve things. Obviously I've been through a lot. I've pitched in a lot of different games, situations, playoff games, had some success, World Series, And, I think once I get those mechanics back and numbers back, I think the experience that I do have is going to kind of get me back to being a successful pitcher that I know I can be.
All right, that's all the questions we have. Thanks so much for joining us, Matt.
Thanks, guys.